To get these off, we have to pry this off here, this metal retainer spring. Quite simple to do with a flathead screwdriver or any other prying device would be fine. They have started leaking. You can see here it's got oil all over the bottom. I've got a standard gasket to go in. Let's crack on with it. There you go. Whew. Depending on how long this has been on here, may struggle to get off. If someone has put a cork gasket on or rubber gasket on, then put sealer on top, and it's a nightmare then. Let's get this off and I'll talk a bit more about this. There you go. It's already loose there. As you see, it's pried the corner up. Now you don't lose too much oil in here. It does need oil change, so I'm not too concerned. There you go. There it comes. Voila. What I'm going to do is just put a rag underneath on the floor just to catch anything. It's an old bath towel. Anyway, right, let's take you over to the bench and show you what we've got. As you can see, we've got the rocket cover off. It sits in this orientation, so this is the bottom, this is the top. We're going to take this off. These have been on for a little while. You can probably see in the corner, I had a renowned VW specialist install these last, and he put sealer all on these, and when I did my oil change, it was full of the sealer. My advice, my opinion, don't put sealer on it. It gets in the oil galleries, fills them up, your engine overheats. Don't put any sealer in here. My personal preference would be to put the cork gasket in with a bit of tiny bit of grease, bearing grease, just enough to seal it in place. I'm going to take this off now. Got my new gaskets here, and that's what they look like. These have been in storage for a long time, so I don't think these will last a year, but they are a cheap replaceable part. Your little tour the beetle, that's her in all her glory. She's not standard 1300, she's a 1645, a bored out, high compression head forge, pistons and barrels. She needs an upgraded car, but at the minute I'm redoing the fuel system to replace all the copper line and just make it a bit more professional looking. So I'm going to redo all the fuel system, and once that's done, perhaps either looking at dual carb or fuel injected. If you have a plastic pry bar or anything plastic to get this up with, it would be probably good instead of using metal and scoring the surface like I'm doing. But if you're careful enough, you should be fine. Yeah, it's already started to go. I'll just take this off. They were well overdue, weren't they? New one, old one. Is there a noticeable difference? Yeah, definitely a noticeable difference. See all this gunky crap in the corner? Yeah. All the crap there. Hopefully I'll scrape it out so you can see. There it is. There's that gunky sealant. I'm going to continue scraping all this out. Clean it all out with some brake cleaner or something to clean all the surface up with. Hopefully, if it's not too pitted. Just got some 240 grit sandpaper. Just gonna lightly sand the surfaces where the gasket sits. Let's have a look. See how that corner looks nice and shiny now compared to the rest of it. It's going to take a while. It's going to do it once right, eh? Shiny. Yeah, that should sit nicely in there. Ooh. I think these have been sitting out on the cold for too long. Should be alright. Should get it to stay down. This is what I'm going to be using just to dab it on, just to hold it in place. Barely anything on my finger. Just gonna dab it on here, like that. Feel the cork already soaking a bit of the grease in. Just gonna put it on this corner. Here. Okay, nice and tacky. That's that in there. So going to pop a bit on here as well. Just like I'm literally putting tiny bits on, just to seal around it all. There we go. Right, so let's go put this on the car. So whilst we're down here, just make sure none of your rockers, just make sure that none of them are loose. Get a feeler gauge in here, should be like 0.04 or something. Them are falling apart. What we're going to do now is just clean up this surface, clean it off with a rag just here. I'm going to just run a screwdriver over that. There you go, just picking up them high spots. You usually can see the high spots from where the leftover cork's been. The other thing to check is at the bottom of in here, usually it gathers a bit of crap, and just wipe your finger in there to make sure there's no grit. Obviously, use a clean hand, which mine are, hopefully. There we go. Watch your fingers, bring this back up. It's a new gasket, so it's going to be a pain in the bum. I tend to use a bit of suasion. Try not to dent this. See, it's going up, 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 up. Doesn't require too much pressure, and snap. Okay, we're in. Just make sure it's in all the way around. So it's a nice good seal. Back here. This feels good. It's good. Just work right all this. There you go. So that's that side done. Now I'm not going to show you taking off the other side. I'll be back on the desk the time you see me. The other side was the same process. Use a big screwdriver to get the clip off and put a towel underneath to stop any oil getting on your floor. This is the same issues. See, I've used grease on in here. Nasty. Get this off. See what we're dealing with. Nasty. Yeah, all that green crap there. Ugh. These have obviously been off once already when I noticed that in an oil change. See how easy that is? That just came off my fingertips, this green crap. It doesn't set hard, it's always tacky. Not good, not good for the engine. How's that looking? Sparkly. Time to go over and clean the surface on the head. And then we are done. Same process again. This side looks a lot cleaner on the surface of things. Hopefully you guys can see. The head not in the way. I can see a bit at the top here. This needs a bit cleaning off. But again, it's not too bad actually in this one. Less crappy grit in there. I realise my car needs a good clean underneath. Let's just use this rag to clean the surface of it. The top's usually not too bad. Side's fine as well. So let's just oil this up again. Pop this on now then. Put it through. There we go. It's clipping. It was clipping the engine seal, so watch out for that. And make sure it's seated. There we go. That's now seated. Let's bring this up. Whoa. There we go. You can do them by hand. The only problem is doing it by hand. You can clip your fingers, and that hurts like hell. There we go. So that's all good. Let's get that wiped down. There we go. So that's the seals done. Tools used were bring that up. The tools I used was a flathead screwdriver to get the clips off, and that was it. A bit of grease. I used another smaller flathead screwdriver to get some of the crap off, but if you've maintained your beetle and you haven't used sealant, you should probably only need the one tool and new gaskets. Happy days.